Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 here in the Risoux Forest. And we can take that one off there, and then we'll let you stop there for a minute. Now so we've already done that middle bit. This is going to be 2 passes left on the field, I think. Actually, it might be 3. Through here. Yeah, that's going to be 3. Even if I get right to the very edge of it, I still think it's going to be 3. I don't want to risk leaving a little tiny bit. It always looks ridiculous when you do that, so we won't worry about it. If we've got to do 3, we can do 3. It's not like we're short for time. And as soon as we got some money, we need to build some more houses. Well, not houses. There is a house that I want to build. There's one in particular. I'm thinking an apartment block is going to be our next port of call. And we're going to have a lovely apartment block there that's going to earn us a decent bit of income. So let's bring you down here. And, right, there's a little bit in the middle where I think that we can do... Why, yeah, we can get it just right so that we're doing a single pass right there. But I don't think that's going to work for this entire stretch. Oh, it is. Genuinely didn't expect that. So we got most of it planted in one go, although now see, I suspect that we may have like an invisible line. Although when you look into the distance, you can often see the invisible lines showing up, even if you can't see them underneath you. But not always. There's not a guarantee that you will be able to see the invisible lines. So I never assume that I've gotten all of the invisible lines until, like, if we've sort of run and it's looking close. If you want to make absolutely certain you didn't have any, it pays to just go over it again. Okay, so I got 1,600 litres of seed left. I am going to be doing an arable field soon. So maybe it would actually be a good idea for us to keep the seed. In which case, we'll bring it around this way. I'll put the seed over here. I'll drop it down here somewhere. Right, that can stop right there. It's 2 pallets worth. And then I've got a bag of fertilizer right there, and we will deal with that in a minute. So, fertilizing is the next job. Let's run you back into there, like that. Shut that one off. You can stop right there. We'll run around into here and return. Now we go to you. I need to put the weight on the front and the fertilizer spinner on the back. And if I've got enough room in that fertilizer spinner, I will go and pick up those 2 bags of fertilizer. And then this one's replenished. Because it's something that we've been wanting to do for a little bit anyway. So probably a good idea to do it now while I'm thinking about it. And we've got fertilizer there. Let's bring you back. I'm looking forward to seeing if the weeder does anything, but it might not do it. I don't know. Ooh, maybe we should try a weeder on it now while it's in. So we planted it now. Maybe it, at this stage. So we've got that. Well, we need to do rolling on it anyway. Right. Well, let's get a roller a minute. Because it's got to be that roller. It's not a grassland care roller. It's a standard roller. That one is not really the roller that I want. So you got that 24-meter roller there, which we've used before. And this one here is a 12-meter roller. I'm going to go with the 12-meter one that he's already increased the speed of. And then I'm going to use our mod to increase the speed of this thing even further. And that takes us up to 30k. I think going at 30k in the field is actually pretty reasonable, so we'll do that. And I'll come out of here. So, rolling first. Let me lower that one down. And I'll leave that there for a second. And past there. And back up. Okay. Right, we'll run this one out to the field, and we will roll the bit of field that we have gone and planted. Once we've done that, I'm going to bring the roller back, and then we're going to try out a rake on here and just see if raking, because I think raking now at this stage would actually work. So I want to stop there. Right, now we can go. So the rolling doesn't do anything if there's crop already planted. So it's only going to be on the bits where the crop isn't currently planted. And because we can go at 30k with this one, we're going to get this done pretty quickly. And we've got a nice wide spread on here. So we don't need that monstrously big one that we've used in here before. It's not actually an essential. Go whizzing up through here like this. I'm actually going to overlap it like that a little bit so that then I can put the hired help going, and I can zoom in here and just get us a little picture of the thing in action like that. I think that looks pretty good. Whizzing up through there. How well is he going to cope with turning at the end of the field? He's done that bit alright. The great thing about the hired help is that they are actually pretty good at, once they've turned round, lining it up for the return journey. And they're pretty good at keeping a straight line as well. Both of which are things that I'm not quite so hot with. I mean, they do have a bit of overlap on it. But you kind of need that, especially with hills and the way that the game works. Like, you need to get overlap so that it overlaps in some points, and then the side of a hill, it still meets up. It's kind of what you need. Right, that's looking pretty good there. Yeah, weeder. Maybe I'll go and get the other tractor. Well, I'll get the other tractor in a minute. What's this one gonna do when he gets down to this? Oh, yeah, I was just thinking he's not going to have enough room to turn around, but actually we've already gone and rolled a line along the bottom, so he should have plenty of room for turning around on this bit. Actually, while he's turning around there, let's have a look at weeders. I'm going to go with that one. I will speed it up. 22 there, and I'll lease that one. That's 2,300. So with that one being leased, we'll bring it up here in a second, and we'll give that one another go. Give it another go, give it a go, and we'll see if that does anything. If it doesn't, obviously we can just throw some fertilizer on now, and that'll get us one stage on there, and then we'll have another stage that we'll be able to do in a bit. Now, is this one going to recognize the fact that we've got the piece of field going on down that way, or is he going to try and just do this one little bit up at this end? This is the big question here. What are you going to do? Are you going to mess around and be daft, or are you going to do this a little bit more sensibly? Are you going to be able to cope with getting across there? It's a very short gap across there, but that could be enough to screw it up, because the hired help is utterly dense. Really? Right, apparently the hired help just cannot cope with the idea of doing that. It wants to go and do this bit. And yes, you could argue that he's getting this bit out of the way before he goes off and does the rest of the field, except that he will get to the end of this bit over here, and then he'll say, I can't find the field anymore. I've finished. No, you haven't, but you have finished working for me. You are no longer employed here. Please go away. Do not ask me for a reference, because you won't be getting one. Actually, you will be getting one. See, you can wait if someone, I don't know what it is in other countries, but in the UK, if someone asks you for a reference, you are not allowed to say anything bad about the person you are giving the reference for. Now, the reference itself is strictly confidential. It's between employers. However, there are ways to like test it out, to pretend to be an employer, and people have been caught out like that, like someone ringing up and pretending to be an employer so that they can catch a person out saying negative things when they're not supposed to. So you are not allowed to say anything negative about a past employee who is passing you on as a reference. However, there are things you can say, such as, well, first of all, you can refuse. Like, you can refuse in a number of different ways. You can just say, no, I'm not giving you a reference. You could also say something along the lines of, as I'm only allowed to give a positive reference, I don't feel I'm able to. Which technically isn't giving a bad reference, but it does pretty much send off a whole load of red alerts. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of the law, and I don't know how much you can get away with. But a good reference is a very important thing, and it's also, people have been prosecuted for giving out a bad reference. So you're not allowed to say something negative about the person if you are contacted for a reference. I know that much. Beyond that, I think a lot of it is kind of like a bit of a grey area. So it's difficult to get it exactly right, I would imagine. There are ways and means that you can go about getting the message across that this person is utterly and absolutely useless. Things like, well, they work very, very well on their own, which unfortunately, as we're exclusively a team-based operation, meant that his skills weren't fully utilized in this environment. Which is basically code for, if you want him to work with someone else, you ain't got a hope, mister. That's essentially what is being said right there. You will never get this person to work alongside anybody else because they're just too awkward and pig-headed to do it. There are ways that you can say some extremely negative things in an extremely positive way, and if the new employer is dumb enough not to actually pick up on the way that you're saying things, then he's going to have to find out the hard way why you were basically speaking in code. And you've got to be very, very careful. So anyway, that's neither here nor there, really. I just know that you're not allowed to give a bad reference. There's quite a thing about that. You can't give a bad reference. On the other hand, do you really want to be the employee who has to vet who you go and get the reference from? I mean, yes, there are bad employers, but there's also bad employees. And there's a lot of bad employers around. There's a lot of people who are absolute monsters to work for, and you wouldn't want to touch them with a barge pole. And I do sometimes wonder if there should be, there's like... Alright, that's better. With a drink. Clear my throat a bit. You know how there's like a database of various different employers, employees and builders, tradespeople, things like that you can go and have a look at, and you can sort of see what they're like and how they're doing. Oh, I see. That's knocking it back to stage 1 right there. It's also knocking it back completely out on the side, operating a bit like a mulcher. What's it going to do on... Well, it's not going to change that. So I'm going to run this all the way up here. So this is new field that I'm currently going over. Let's stop right there and let's have a look. It doesn't give us a fertilized state. More's the pity. It doesn't actually give us a fertilized state. That's a shame. Alright, well, it was worth a shot. I wanted to just find out very quickly. I will actually test this. We'll bring this one over here. We'll lower it down. He can sit there. And we'll shut him off. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to test that next month. No, December will, like, once we've done this bit of fertilizer spreading, things will change over a little bit. Some of the grass will grow a little bit, and then we can run a little test. So I'm just going to spread this one out along here. I don't know where... Oh, there's the edge of the field. Nicely marked out for us. I'm going to bring you all the way up over this way like this. So we've got a beautiful, great big field here now. This is going to be more than enough for catering for our cattle, I think. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. And... right, so it's just that bit. We'd mostly had all of the field that we wanted up here anyway. Yeah, there we go. Right, so all of this here is not actually field. This is just what was existing field. Ah. 2 passes and we're done. Right, there we go. Now, I'm going to leave this one here as well, because we may very well want this one over here. How are we doing with our animals? I haven't actually looked at them lately. So we've got 3 lots in here. They've got about half full on hay. We're going to need to move them a bit of hay soon. I'm not going to do that yet. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go and sleep now until December. I'm very tired. There we go. We have 11,280 in property income. So it is now December. Let's go and first have a look at our cattle. We ought to put another vehicle over near the cattle, I suppose. I'm going to have a look at these. So go over this way, and we'll click on here. So we've got Angus right there. We now need to get another 12 of these. So that's 12, that's 12, that's 12. We want 12 of these. Like that. Buy for 4,200 euros. Excellent. Now we will... so we've got 1,400 food, almost 1,500 food in there. Health is at 75% because we've just gone and bought some new ones. No milk, no straw, and with 13,000 out of 56,000 litres of slurry. So I'm going to want a slurry store for these. That's quite important. We are definitely going to be wanting that. Now, these are all looking quite happy. I don't know if these will give any milk at all. It's going to be interesting to find out. Right, now, we need to go over here, and it's not that one that I want, it's this one. So, as you can see, the grass has been knocked back a stage. So, if I go here like this, it's still saying that it's ready to harvest, which means I can't put fertilizer on it. That's not going to work. Unless I was to do this first. If I did this first, that would bring it to the point where we could go and put fertilizer on it, I think. Or at least if we can't put fertilizer on it, it would... oh, wait. Let's go on up a little bit further. Now, I have no idea if doing this just after it's been cut is also going to work, or if we'd have to do it after it's gone on a further stage. But if I go there, that is essentially giving us a layer of fertilizer. So I don't know. So we're going to test this after we've done mowing. This is something that I'm going to test. So I'm going to just have the hired help doing this. Running up and down the field here for a bit. After we've done the mowing in May, we're going to run a test on this, and we're going to see if running a weeder over it does actually put it forward a stage. Because we know that running a roller over it does improve it, and that's something that we could go and do. But I don't know if doing this directly after mowing does improve it a stage. Now, the suggestion that I had in one of the comments, which I think might have actually been on one of the time-lapse videos, was that you could do this and that it would improve the stage after mowing, like rolling does. But I'm not sure, because obviously mowing leaves it like it is behind the rake and not like it is in front of the rake. In front of the rake, we've got a growth stage gone through, so it could go either way on this one. genuinely don't know at the moment. So we're just going to let that one run. That's a wide rake, isn't it? That's a really big rake. Actually, we can watch the rake for a little bit. We can watch this one just for another few seconds. Can't be bothered to do it too much. I'll have to make sure I come back and get that little bit right there. I think he's going to actually go right up to the end of the field and then all the way back again because of the way he went through just now. So I suspect that I'll have to just come in and do this bit manually because we only want this for fertilizer. See? So we haven't actually got very much more that we wanted to do. And then I've got those two bits of stone over there. Which are going to forever bug me. Unless I go and remove them by painting over them with just a little patch of grass. I could do that. Right, this is not doing what I want it to do. Let's bring it back down this way. So I don't actually need it to do anything else other than just the patch of grass that we've got under here. So if I go that way, I'll get some hay after we've done this. There we go. Bring that round. I'll get some hay and we'll feed the cows after we've done this. Right, there's that bit. And then I've got that one other little bit over there that I want to go and pick up. There we go. Right, that's that bit done. So let's fold you up. I want to actually take this one back to the yard, and then I'll need to get my silage trailer. It's December, so I also want to just check the silage. Now, I've got this one on lease, but I'm actually going to keep it on lease. So let's go and put it into the shed over here a minute. Now, that one didn't wash the back. It is washing the back on the other one, but it's not washing the back on this one. So if I change that over and just unhitch that one a second. There we go. Wash that. And then put my minion weight back on. We'll go over here and we will put this one in the shed. I don't think it's going to fit. Yeah, that's not quite going according to plan. I can lower it down like that though, and then we can whiz it back into the shed. Perfect. So even though that one's on lease, I'm still going to keep hold of it just for a little bit. And then I'm going to go over here and I just want to check the price. I think it's now that we want to sell the silage. So we're on 562. Oh no, January. Right. Well, if I go and do some hay now, then... Shit, we can just speed that up. No, speed up. There we go. Let's put you on 120 times speed for a minute, and we'll go whizzing off this way. Also, I want to go and check the industrial area as soon as I've done this, because I need to see how much of the... how much space all of our pallets and stuff are taking up. We've got to be a bit careful with that. We don't want to be overdoing it. So bring you right round like this. In here. And load up. Right, how much hay have I got in here? Grass dryer, hay. Apparently I have 800 litres. No, I have none. 42,000 litres is everything in there. The rest has gone over into that little shed off onto the side, so... That's not very much. I thought we had more than that. I guess, actually, we didn't get more... You wouldn't have more than, like, a trailer load in, like, a harvest. I'm going to just leave this here. There isn't any point, really, in moving it from there. This one can go back to the yard. We don't want to be leaving this one parked out like this. This is just the wrong place. Did I do anything in field 7? Let's go and have a look. No, field 13. I did. I did do field 13. It wasn't field 7. It was field 13. And I did. Field 7 is the one that we don't own. We've got a piece over here. We've got that piece in between field 7 and that. But, yeah. So, it's field 13, and I did already do that one with fertilizer and stuff, so I don't need to worry about that. For a minute, I thought I'd forgotten all about that field. And you can come over here. Let's go and put this one in the shed as well. I keep leaving this one outside all the time, getting rained on and everything else. Let's put it in the shed. I just thought, if I'm going to be wanting to use... Let's not put it in the shed just yet. Because if I'm going to be wanting to use the rake, this one needs to stay here. Alright, that can just go there for a minute. And there isn't anything else that I want to do. Oh, there is one thing. I go to this one. Now, I'll unhitch that trailer and we will run over to the shops. Right, they're all full on the outside edges there, but I don't know how full they are on the insides. Let's have a look. Right. They're close to full. We're filling up with furniture, so I could do with moving this lot out of the way. Bring it back up there, and also let's have a look at the sawmill itself. They're slowly filling up there. I've got 436,000 litres of wood, and I've also got 4,000 litres of wood chips now, which we will do something with. I'm just not sure what we're going to do with. Just bring you up a little bit further and load that lot. If I just sit here for a minute, there should be 3 more that come out. There. Okay. So I got everything off of that one. What I was going to do now is we'll run down this way. If I slow that back down again, we'll leave that on like 30 times speed. You can go at a reasonable speed, I think, and pick these up. Like, it's quite cool the way that this thing works. So all I need to do is just run around here. It does make it lag a little bit. So you do get a little bit of a lag fest going on when you do that. There's those oh, that pumped out all 3 of those right there and then. So actually I'm going to sit here and wait for the other 3 to come out. Obviously did it on a timer of some kind. So it's dumped 3 of them there. We've already got all the others. Yeah, it offloaded that a little bit crooked there. Now, can we get round here without any issues? A little bit tight, but not too bad. That's fine, and I'll pick those up, and I'll pick these up. I really want sort of a storage space on the end over here somewhere to store these a little bit better. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.